festival events that surround that. We've had to be to plan with the PGA and the great partners that they've been as well. So we've got our mobile emergency operations center that's on site. We're staffing it with all those partners, and we can, if something happens, we can get together to manage any type of emergency that may be there. Our best advice is to be prepared now. We always encourage our local citizens to sign up for Lens Alert, our local emergency notification system. But if you are a visitor, we have created an opt-in just for the PGA. You can text PGA 2024 to 67283. That's PGA 2024 to 67283. We've already had thousands sign up over the past few weeks and the past couple months. Now we're over 50,000 people, so we're very excited about that. No reason why you shouldn't sign up. It's going to give you all the most up-to-date emergency alerts. A few other tips, like Major Bates said, if you see something, say something. There's plenty of first responders and public safety servants that are around the venue, so grab them if something seems out of place. And it could be, it hopefully is not, but they can at least look into that. Know your access route home, park accordingly. Bring your patients. One of the most important tips that I can give you is wear comfortable shoes. There is a lot of walking involved, and hills. So, like I said, wear your comfortable shoes out there, because it's a great week to get some good exercise out there. Know what you can bring into Valhalla. You can bring in umbrellas. And then as far as the walking as well, be acclimated to where the exits are. It's a pretty far walk over to some parts of the venue, depending on what hose you're getting on. So make sure if there is an emergency, you know where the exit routes are, and you can get out of those accordingly. We are expecting some showers and storms over the next couple of days. We've been in touch with the National Weather Service. The PGA also brings on-site meteorologists to coordinate with them. We had a good test this morning of the emergency alert system with the internal emergency alert system because of some of the lightning that was in and around the area, and it worked very good. So now I'll turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you very much, Jody. Thank you, Major Bates. Might be some questions at the end. We'll come back to that. But again, please, as Major Bates said, practice patience. We've got a lot of emergency service professionals outside, inside Valhalla, all around the area to ensure everyone can safely enjoy this wonderful event that's here and that we hope continues to come back again in the future. It should be another historic, enjoyable, safe, fun week for everyone, just as Derby week was. So thanks both, and we'll bring you back up if there are questions. Speaking of great events, we've got another great event to talk about. Our city hosts so many wonderful experiences throughout the year that our entire community looks forward to, some of which have been around for a very long time. And one of those is Hike, Bike, and Paddle. This is an event that has happened once or twice a year over the past 20 years. I fondly remember participating in Hike, Bike, and Paddle many years ago, long before I was mayor with my kids, and always enjoyed that. I've participated as mayor and enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue to participate in this amazing event in years to come. When we have Hike, Bike, and Paddle depends on a number of factors, including space availability and other things that are going on in the city. This year, Louisville has so many things that are going on over Memorial Day weekend, including the inaugural Gazebo Festival, which is happening on Waterfront Park and is going to be an amazing event. Again, bringing people from around the country to have this great, unique music festival experience right at Waterfront Park, right in downtown Louisville, right on the Ohio River. And these events are events that we want to support, not compete with. As a result of that and some other things that are going on, this year we would not be able to do every facet of the Hike, Bike, and Paddle has traditionally been done were we to have it on Memorial Day based on location and logistics alone. So we are going to focus all of our efforts on ensuring that the Hike, Bike, and Paddle this Labor Day, in celebration of the 20th anniversary of Hike, Bike, and Paddle on Labor Day, will be the biggest and best Hike, Bike, and Paddle ever. We want to make sure it's incredibly special, that it's not overshadowed by other events, that it's not moved, that it's not just a portion of the event that we've all come to love over in the past. And so by focusing just on Labor Day weekend for this event, it is going to be incredibly memorable. And as I said, our goal is for this year's 20th anniversary Hike, Bike, and Paddle over Labor Day weekend to be the biggest and best ever. As we get closer to that date, we're going to have more exciting announcements about this and other new and expanded events that we are rolling out over the course of this year. Just because we have done things the way that we have always done them does not mean that we can't improve on them. And we are looking to constantly improve in everything that we do with Louisville Metro government. And the events that we put on are no different. And so I'm very excited that next month we're going to have some exciting announcements about this event and other events that are happening later this year. So that is an announcement about Hike, Bike, and Paddle, which is going to happen this Labor Day. All right, those are all of the events that we're going to talk about. We've got 2 more items, and then we're happy to open it up to any questions from the media. Richard, if you and your team want to join us here. One other thing that we're incredibly proud of that we've been working on here at Louisville Metro Government is that earlier this year, we announced the progress that's been made on the rental registry program, which requires all property owners across the city to register their property with Louisville Metro. And this follows an ordinance that was passed in 2022 by Metro Council. This program seeks to guarantee the safety and overall well-being of our neighbors who live in rental properties. Now, because this is a new process, we want to make sure that property owners have all the help that they need in getting registered when they need to register. So to do that, our team is hitting the road. So here to discuss the details of what's going on with that outreach initiative to folks who own rental properties across our city is Richard Price, the Director of Codes and Regulations. Richard?
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks. Thank you, Mayor Greenberg. Let me start by providing a brief update of where we are with the rental registration program and our current progress. Now, I want to say again what the mayor just said. The design of the rental registry is to ensure that everyone is living in safe and healthy housing. We have registered over 2,900 rental properties under this new ordinance. So we got work to do because we got many thousands more to still register. Now, we are still keeping our target date of June 1st to begin our inspections. So we asking for your help to get these properties registered. Our rental registry specialists, I especially want to thank them. They have been diligently working to assist many rental property owners in the city as possible. And I'd like to also express my gratitude and thanks for the patience through this process for those who have endured longer than we wanted, call wait times that you haven't had to wait. But I want to assure you that we are actively at this moment improving this process to better address and answer your questions. So getting to the part of what Mayor talked about going on the road, we want to further support the rental property owners with bringing the rental registry process directly to the community, which I think is huge. Starting next Monday, May 20th, we will host a rental registry on the road event at Newburgh Community Center starting at 6 p.m. The doors will open at 5:30 p.m. and owners, please attend. During this event, we will guide attendees through the online registration process step by step to help you with any questions or any difficulties you have had trying to register for online with this registry. In addition, Metro TV will be present to live stream this event. So those who are unable to attend, they will receive a recorded version that would reference all of the problems and issues we have with the registry and be able to assist you in registering your properties. So I strongly encourage rental owners that still needs to register to please attend this on the road rental registry. And this is the first one on May the 20th, but we will have others in the future. But please try to attend so we can answer any questions that you may have and help you get these properties registered under the new ordinance. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Thank you very much, Richard. Again, anyone who's an owner of rental property throughout the city needs to comply with the rental registry ordinance. We think this is going to be a great benefit for the entire city, including all the property owners. So please, as Richard said, either attend this event in Newburgh or go online, learn more, reach out to their office. Thank you all very much. Doctor, if you want to come join me up here. And finally, as we do every week, we want to celebrate a Louisvillian who's doing amazing work, a Louisvillian doing good in our community. Dr. Deb Kozik is a board-certified cardiothoracic surgeon at Norton Children's Hospital, where she oversees more than 150 different types of surgeries, including heart transplants. She cares for children and their families at one of the most challenging times of their lives and helps support them throughout their entire medical journey. The average wait time for heart transplants for children is 6 months, and some wait even longer than that. Dr. Kozik is also there for other family, which has lost someone and is giving the gift of life through their loss. This is an extraordinarily difficult job. And as of February of this year, Dr. Kozik has seen through 130 transplants during her time at Norton's Children's Hospital. Doctor, thank you so much for all that you have done to give the gift of life to these kids, of health, of support to the family. You are truly a healthcare hero, and we want to recognize by proclaiming you a distinguished citizen of the city of Louisville to thank you for all of your work. Congratulations and thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for all of your contributions. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions that members of the media might have this week.
Mayor,
Yes.
In January, the mayor's office announced that special events would be dissolving and people got jobs elsewhere in the government.
Yep.
We put out RFPs for metro-sponsored events, including hike, bike, and paddle. Did that new process at all impact the decision to not have hike, bike, and paddle on Memorial Day this year?
Well, I made the decision based on everything that I was told about all the opportunities and options that we would have if we move forward this year with having it on Memorial Day. And I am thrilled that we're going to have the biggest and best hike, bike, and paddle ever this Labor Day. We also are very thrilled to have the Jay Wagner Group to help us execute the special events that we'll be talking more about in June. So that's the traditional events like this one, like Light Up Louisville, like World Fest, and some other new events that we're going to be announcing in June that we're going to be putting on for the entire community to get involved, that really promotes a healthy lifestyle as well. And so I'm very excited about that.
Mayor Greenberg, in your proposed budget for fiscal year 25, you recommended $2 million of contractual services cuts to the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. What contracts are being cut from that department?
So we're evaluating that right now. And again, one of the things that we're focused on, what has been the most impactful programs that the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhood has done. We will continue to invest and support those. And the programs that have not been as impactful are ones that we will not continue following this fiscal year. We are very committed to a multi-pronged approach to ensure that we reduce the amount of gun violence in our community. We just saw over the weekend a far too violent weekend that is simply unacceptable, with targeted shootings at nightclubs, on the street, and we need to continue to work with Office of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods and LMPD and others to prevent violent crime from happening in the first place. We're investing more in programs like GVI, which works closely with Office of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods, group violence intervention, to address that. And again, LMPD has so many community outreach programs, Cuts in Convo, Meet Your Beat Officer, the Police Activity League is expanding. We're working to recruit 250 new officers, all of which are working together to reduce the amount of violent crime in our city.
But former OSHA or past OSHA directors have said that they fought for years for funding to help with this community violence issue. Why aren't you giving them more funding if this is one of your goals?
Because we are focused on investing in the most effective strategies to reduce the amount of gun violence in our community. And I believe that the public safety proposal that we've put forth in our budget to Metro Council, which supports Office of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods at the level that it does, group violence intervention, LMPD, other organizations, the things that Ben was just talking about with respect to summer programming for kids at parks, investing more money in our parks and our community center, investing in having these new libraries get open and the programming that the libraries are going to happen. All of these things are part of our public safety solution. Just because we have been doing things in the past doesn't mean they're effective, doesn't mean they're working, and doesn't mean that we should continue investing in them. I'm very concerned about the level of violence in this community. We need to start doing some other things and some things in a new way, invest in things that we know that are working, and that's what my proposal to Metro Council does. Yeah, that's critically important. I mean, Ben can talk about some more of the specifics of the program, but I'm a firm believer that by giving children and young adults more opportunities, more athletic opportunities, educational opportunities, extracurricular activities, athletic opportunities, they will pursue a life of prosperity, a life of health. And they will not get sucked into hanging out with the wrong people that leads them to a life of crime, that leads them to a life where their life is in danger just as much as anyone else's. And so we want to continue to invest in programs like this. We want to invest in infrastructure that provides safe and healthy places for kids to thrive, for kids to learn, for kids to be able to pursue their hopes and dreams. And over the summer is a time when we really need to focus on this, when kids are not in school and they might have more free time on their hands. We want them to be doing exciting, productive, well-meaning things with adult supervision that our Parks and Recreation Department provides.
Shifting gears here real quick, Mayor, going back to events that are happening, especially heading into this weekend. So it looks like spending records specifically are indicating that LMPD is paying PGA $140,000 for security. It just seems a little strange. So should LMPD be paying $140,000 for security when we're under the assumption they're going to be providing it? Is that correct? Is that
Yeah. So let me explain what's going on here. So in 2017, the city of Louisville, Mayor Fisher signed an agreement with the PGA to originally bring the PGA championship to our city. In that agreement that was signed in 2017, there was a whole host of commitments that the city made, that the fairgrounds made to provide parking, that the Convention Visitors Bureau made, and that other entities and organizations made to support and recruit the PGA championship to come to Louisville for only the fourth time in our city's history. And again, an amazing event that we were successfully able to recruit. At the time in 2017, when that commitment was made, part of that is an agreement to provide security both inside the Valhalla golf course and surrounding the golf course as well. As Major Bates talked about, there's a lot of also presence on Shelbyville Road and around the golf course. Over the past 7 years, as everyone knows, things have changed with LMPD. We're now 250 officers short from where we were. And so to fulfill the contractual obligations that we made to the PGA to provide security, as well as to ensure their security around the facility and across the rest of our city during this week, we needed to work in partnership with the PGA to procure some additional security services inside Valhalla. That's what that $140,000 was paid to PGA for.
Yeah, so going along with that, so there's other security services that are provided alongside LMPD. What is that? Are you guys outsourcing other places, or are you hiring different officers from different locations?
Well, with respect to that, the PGA will be hiring off-duty officers to cover some of those needs within Valhalla, which is what that $140,000 payment was for.
Thanks.
So if we had more officers, we might have been able to fully staff that through LMPD, which would have cost the city a similar amount of money. We are not in that situation as we were in 2017, and that's why it's being fulfilled in this direction. Any other questions? All right. Well, thanks. Oh, I'm sorry.
You also got the rental registry earlier. Are there plans for like a cohesive public-facing element of that rental registry?
Richard, do we, in terms of like public information, just like an easy, simple?
Look up your apartment or being able to know if your landlord's registered you and where you live, things like that.
From a tenant's perspective, you mean?
From a tenant's perspective, or just from someone maybe trying to move to the city.
I'll let Richard answer that.
So yes, there are plans for us to provide that information for tenants. I think one of the designs for the registry to do just that, to have this information available to everyone on who owns the rental and so on and so forth. So to answer your question, yes, there are plans to do that.
We need to get the information first.
Is there a timeline?
I can't speak on the timeline right now. That is still in progress.
First, we need to get get all the information, and then we'll be able to share that information and have it in a usable format for others. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the PGA Championship. Have another great week in Louisville, and I'll be back next Tuesday. Thanks. Thank you, Richard.